It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. And it's coming up next.
Some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
And that one going to come up short, low throw.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Jackson. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. First down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Mitchell. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Like what we saw right there, good running down near the goal line because that was a really good drive. They were able to possess the ball, have some early success moving it downfield, and then clearly the most important thing, finishing things off with the ball in the end zone.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And a short pickup to about the 25.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. There he goes, left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Running from the gun with Henry. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Jackson now. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Jackson's going to keep it. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
And they'll try to pound it in with Ricard. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
And they will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened them up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone, and that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, here's Goff. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. A 5-yard pass on first down and another 5-yard connection there.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first down, Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Gibbs straight ahead. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. 3rd and 5. Goff now looks to throw. That's caught at the 25. A big play there for Detroit. 42 yards.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Back to throw, Goff. Throw out wide, going to be incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room, maybe a little something to build on. Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a 14-3 advantage already, we'll see how much they want to try to push things, if at all. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Jackson. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Play action. It's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Gibbs will try and pick it up. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. A short throw caught by Andrews. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The quick feet, and I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6. Off the option, here's Henry. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. This now a 3rd and 4. Now Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. On the option right is Jackson. Breaks a tackle. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Screen play setting it up for Mitchell. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for...
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the 2nd half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. A 10-play drive that time. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
23 yards on the play.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. St. Brown in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up to about the 40. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
Out of the gun, Goff. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That's the end of the third quarter of play with the score Ravens 21.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Now Goff. And that is incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there. Yeah,
I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Well, the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. On 3rd down, Henry. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Gone. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
This pass down the field for Gibbs. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Goff throwing again. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 32-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's Goff. Brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Throwing again is Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. No gain, and it's 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out of the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. To throw is Goff. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Inside handoff, Henry. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Now it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Here's 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Goff on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Inside a minute to go. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Goff. Well, he short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10. Again, Goff. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.